Hi guys, this is Jenna.
This is Nico.
And this is Cali.
And for our book, we read Snowflower and the Secret Fan.
For our culture project, we learned about Chinese culture with arranged marriages and family rules.
In the book, Snowflower and the Secret Fan, during the 19th century, Lily, the main character, lived a very hard childhood while her family was poor. Lily is paired with a Laotong at a young age and is expected to marry. Lily and Snowflower made up their own language and they send messages in a secret way. They share their stories with each other as they grow up and stay close through their whole lives. They have children around the same time and they write to each other until their lives are over.
In the same time period as the book, men and women did not marry because they loved each other. These marriages were arranged by family. Often the women were treated poorly and were younger than the husband. When she got married, she had to leave her natal home forever and go live with her husband's family. They were forced to have children, preferably boys, to keep the family name going.
Here are some quotes to prove the similarities between the time period and the book. According to Snowflower and the Secret Fan, Lily talks about her relationship with her husband. She states, "During my visits, nighttime was devoted to bed business with my husband. We needed to make a son, and we both tried very hard to do what was necessary for that to happen." This quote from the book proves that they were pretty much forced to have a baby, and they did everything necessary to make it happen. They needed to keep a family generation going, and in order to do this, they had to have children.
Another quote from the book says, "In the old days, marriages and weddings were worked out by families, following rules laid out by ancient traditions," on page 120. This quote proves the fact that the Chinese culture required Lily and all women in ancient China during this time to follow the culture and tradition of China and get arranged marriage that was set up by families.
Another quote from the book states, in the 19th century China, in a remote Hunan country, a girl named Lily, at the tender age of 7, is paired with a Laotang and an old same in an emotional match that will last a lifetime. This quote proves the fact that in old Chinese culture, the Chinese kids get paired at a very young age with a male they need to have kids with and stay with their whole lives. This is crazy to think at the age of 7, these girls will go get picked by a husband they must marry.
Our final piece of evidence is a quote from an online source. According to the research source, Ancient Chinese Marriage Customs, ever since ancient times, there has been a popular saying in China that the 3 most delightful moments in one's life come with a success in an imperial examination, marriage, and the birth of a son. This quote is making it clear that one of the happiest times of the Chinese culture and family was to have a baby and marry someone, just like Lily practically was forced to do with her family and baby.
Overall, you can now see that the book Snowflower and the Secret Fan is related to the Chinese culture in 1900s in many ways. Some ways these topics relate is through the forcing of marriage and starting a family. It is practically a tradition and necessity for these events to happen in one's life because of the unique cultural customs. The Chinese culture during the 19th century greatly influenced the way the book was set up and the events that occurred throughout.